folks, and welcome to Loud Equals Funny episode 11, which, holy fuck. Although technically 12, but
Yeah, we
Sort
did
of.
the Assassin's Creed hyperfixations.
yep.
I
which
have to say we
I
still
gotta upload to
haven't gotten
YouTube.
that loud yet. There's been no episode where we're screaming at each other, so maybe this will be the one.
I've been screaming
Oh.
about how dumb Elon Musk is.
Yeah. So sometimes you do
Bro.
peak your mic a little too much.
Listen, I have a cheap mic.
That's
Once
fine.
we get some
that's fine.
once we get some sponsorships, hint.
Yep.
Well, once we
Um,
get the problem is once we get
contact us.
sponsorships, you're not gonna peak your mic, and then you won't be as loud, and we won't be as funny.
Oh no! What I'll do is I'll turn up the bass gain.
Oh, shit, you're
okay.
gonna vibrate somebody's speakers to death?
To play 'em.
Subwoof 'em.
Guys, we have to apologize.
Yep.
Yeah,
We,
we fucked up pretty bad.
We come with a heavy heart.
What did we do? We have to find something funny to do. We laughed at a preschooler's funeral.
It was hilarious.
It's not my fault that they did it while dressed up as mimes.
I literally didn't know that they could make caskets that small.
Listen. You know, I see Fortnite on a casket. I laugh. Anyway, you know what else makes me laugh? Loud.
Cushy dreams.
Cushydreams.com code loud25.
Loud makes you laugh,
But
and
guys,
because it's loud equals funny.
Heck,
Guys, we are so sorry. We're just like Linus Tech Tips.
We're not groomers. We're just losers. We're just like Linus Tech Tips. We're sorry.
we're internet people making a content thing. You know what's gonna happen in 10 years.
Oh yeah. I
In
I'm
10
sorry.
years, when we underpay our producer,
Yeah.
they pay him an exposure.
When
in a
one of the
decade.
terms
That'd be
that
great.
wasn't a slur then will be a slur. It wasn't a slur now is a slur then.
It's all over.
Honestly, I'm
Fuck
guessing
alone.
limey. Limey's gonna be seen as a slur in like 10 years.
I'm hoping we'll have eradicated the British by then.
Yeah,
that
hopefully.
would be best.
Yeah. So sorry to be 10% listeners in United Kingdom. We'll miss you.
Well, it's okay. It's like the kids who are pretty cool don't go to school tomorrow. Those
I mean,
are that 10%.
Here's the thing. If I know anything about Britain, they all hate themselves anyway.
True.
I mean, why else would they live in Britain?
A lot of nice, cool rain and bad weather in Britain. I mean, I would want to live there, actually.
To be fair, I do love me some fog.
Yeah. They never get. Well, no, it is hot there. I've heard it is pretty hot, and people suffer without AC too.
Yeah.
Or air con, rather.
Yes, you Americans with your air con. Core blimey, I'm sweating up in this weather, but these Americans,
Oh, I got to turn on the
The-
cold top.
The cold on tap, yeah.
Hell yeah.
The classic V meme of Canadians when it's plus 10 Celsius and it's the guy sweating, but he's in a Canadian shirt. That's kind of like Britain a little bit.
define Canadian shirt.
It's a shirt with a Canadian flag,
All right.
or it just said roots on it. It's one of those.
Mm.
That's a
And
joke
with
that
that-
only Canadians will get. There you go.
And with that, my half gram is done. So time to get loud and or funny.
Hell yeah.
So I guess we've
Funny-
already brought it up.
Yeah, funny thing about the coffin that we were when we were making fun of that preschooler coffin, it actually said on the side of it, cushydreams.com,
Yes.
promo code loud. Is it loud 25?
It's loud 25.
Loud 25.
Promo
for
code
25% off
loud25.
Your next
Yep.
order.
And that's part of what was so funny about the dead baby. So,
Actually,
yeah.
Bane, enlighten me,
Yes.
because I haven't ordered yet because I'm poor. Is that 25% off just
It is.
one order,
It
or
is.
okay,
It is site-wide. You can use that as many times as you want.
as many times as you
As
want?
many times as you want. If
Ah,
wanna
you
order
hear that,
3 separate
listeners?
orders one time in a day, you can use loud 25 on each of them.
Ladies
It'll
and
work each
gentlemen,
time.
25%
if you
off
want-
is insane.
If you want to just furnish yourself with every available weeds, you can do that while also kicking back to us. So that's great.
And hey,
Exactly.
we've actually tested this stuff multiple
it's good
times.
Product.
Yes, it's actually good product.
I think
not just
we're almost doing the ad read at the start of the episode.
I mean, hey,
But it is.
it
You know
does
what?
relate.
It's worth it.
Yeah,
That's
it relates to the Linus 6 tip stuff because he
Yeah.
got like I forgot if it was sponsored or if it was a review for like a liquid cooling thing. I think.
Yeah, so we'll kind of get into we'll get into this a little bit. So, initially I'd kind of not even seeked this drama out because I saw people be really fucking annoying about it, and it just instantly turned me off of the drama. You know,
Yeah.
which no offense to Gamers Nexus, but dear God, some of the people in the comments, because I'm trying to actually catch up with what's going on because I learned about this from a different comment section, and it was just, something. Oh, Steve from Gamers Nexus owns Linus. I'm like, that's not okay. So he owned him. I can make a 40-minute video owning anybody, but eventually, the drama that actually, I actually finally got the information on was Linus. Linus Tech Tips lately has been very spotty with reviews and covering items, including a very small indie company's water block for a certain GPU. They had kind of mismanaged it, fucked it up. That and also some other of the reviews they've had lately from their labs have been kind of weird, like the GPU reviews.
Yeah.
So that's lately been like the biggest criticism, and that was a lot of the Gamers Nexus one. I didn't watch the video. No offense, guys.
Yeah, that's completely fair.
Yeah, it was a 40-minute video. No, I watched a Mutahar video though, 20 minutes long.
I watched a good deal of the Linus video, but like, it's a lot of it is just we will do better, but said like in twice as many words.
Yeah, which if that was the only issue, I'd literally just be like, okay, it's
just
nothing.
like whatever.
It would be a nothing burger. But
it's a shame to see something so corporate come out of this.
Yeah, well, I mean,
fake manufactured apology kind of thing.
But you also have to think, I mean, like Linus Tech Tips has not really been like just Linus Tech Tips. It's been like Linus Media Group, which say what you will about it, but he has like I think like 10 channels.
It's a good deal. He has a lot of channels.
Yeah, I'm trying to find like a list of all of them, but yeah,
there's enough Linus Tech Tips channels that I'll see something that looks interesting, and then I'm like, wait a minute, that's that one goblin-looking guy who works with Linus Tech Tips. No, never mind.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. There's there was Channel Super Fun years ago, but I think that's defunct. There's Mac Address, there's Tech Linked, there's Game Linked, there's Tech Quickie. Those are ones off the top of my head I can just kind of think of.
I guess you don't want to bank on the Linus name, but it seems a little disingenuous to just be like, here's 50 different channels that are all basically the same, but they all don't reference each other and they're under the same banner. Like,
no, I mean, there was certain things where it made sense to like spin off as a separate channel. Like Tech Linked was more like news stories. Same with like Tech Quickie, where it's just like bite-sized information, which it makes sense to spin those off as separate channels. I get it, but at a certain point, though, it becomes unmanageable for even a small company, which I would say I think they're about 110, 120 employees. That becomes a little hard to manage with that many people, like that little amount of people. You're really trying to create a brand with that. You'd want more people, more hands on deck.
Yeah, and they have a bunch of like people doing one job, and they kind of have to like really, really work at it. Like there's one, and let me look it up because I forgot to save it because I'm stupid. But there was this woman in charge of like Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, and she had to do like 3 per day on each of those minimum. And let me find the thing here. This is a really long thread, so look up Madison, Twitter handle SUUUOPPP, Swap.
My favorite One Piece character, Suwop.
So I can't see it here, but she was also in charge of the Linus Tech Tips OnlyFans.
So what?
Oh, yeah, I think
You
they
want to
did that
just?
as
You
a
want to just?
joke,
Oh, it
but
was a joke.
I don't
Okay.
fully,
Yeah,
I'm not fully
it
certain on
was
that.
haha Linus sex tips,
Right. Right.
funny,
Okay.
but uh, the person in charge of that, Madison, the woman we mentioned before, was put in charge of that, and we got a whole lot of funny sexual messages,
Sure.
including pictures of penis and pictures of vagina.
Penis sex tips.
Finally, the real channel.
I'm trying to get to the direct post here.
So they basically put this person in charge of this thing, and it was like, all right, you now have to manage the sex channel, have fun with that, and all these weirdos.
Oh yeah, there's some though that are
Essentially,
also
yeah.
there's some though this is absurd. Like the number of daily items the social media roll at the time was incredibly high. I was expected to post 3 tweets, 2 Instagram posts, and 2 TikToks minimum per day, and expected to plan, film, edit, and post 2 Floatplane exclusives per week. This included wrangling people to be in them when they were also all struggling to get their own work done.
So it's like channel awesome shit.
Yeah,
Kinda.
essentially.
It,
Really needed to have these people in my thing, even though they were working on their own thing and didn't
it,
care.
and
And like,
it's a lot of like mismanagement stuff.
yeah,
And
just
yeah,
like
I
people
can't
who
speak
don't
on what
know.
she can't speak on what it's like now, but they have an entire team working on seemingly what I was expected to accomplish alone.
Yeah, that's it. Really sucks because like I liked Linus sex. I keep the meme has
It was
gone
a
too
funny
far. I
joke.
keep saying Lino sex tips, but like I really like Linus tech tips, and it
He's all
sucks
right.
because like damn.
I don't mind the actual guy. I don't want a bunch of people around him.
Yeah, because there's
Yeah, like, it is called Linus tech tips.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
keep
kind of like
wanting to say sex tips.
it sounds better. It rolls off the tongue, but it's kind of
Yeah,
like the channel, not channel awesome, the Cinemassacre people who aren't James or like Mike or whatever. Like
yeah,
just the screen wave people. Like, I don't need to.
yeah, like Jimmy or whatever. Like
Yeah.
who cares? Who cares about Jimmy? I want to see James.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like the same kind of like just mismanagement of like I guess to be fair, like if you if you are this person who was in charge of this stuff, if you agreed to do it and they were paying you for it, I
Here's
mean
the
it's
thing.
kind of
So for the OnlyFans specifically, she actually specifically asked after all of the a pianist. She specifically asked not to be like involved with this, and she was basically told, all right, just wait a little longer, just keep on. We'll get you out soon. Instead of okay, cool, bye, or no, not bye like you're fired, but bye like you don't have to do
buy
this
out of that
anymore.
situation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's that kind of like, oh yeah, yeah, I'll talk to the guys at the top and see if they can do something. It's like nobody else probably wants that position. And
Yeah.
if it's ever brought up to anybody in power, it's like, well, why do we even have a fucking OnlyFans? We gotta have somebody run it.
Yeah, the I do want to specify this all of this is like information that's still coming out. Like all of this dropped like within the past, well, most of this rather dropped within like the past day.
Yeah.
So we could be getting stuff wrong. We this is being recorded on the 16th. So, just if we're wrong about some things, cut us a little bit of slack. We are remedial.
They're still making up for making fun of that dead kid. So yeah, there's
Yeah.
gonna be more mistakes, but it's fine.
Exactly. Oh
I
yeah,
wonder how many
also
people are going to believe we actually made fun of a dead kid.
I have.
yeah, exactly. I'm almost certain that I have publicly at one point. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, who hasn't?
Land of the free, home of the Braves. Hell yeah.
We're talking about Atlanta.
Well, I'm trying to find yeah, also they had like on top of that, they also forced them to be representation for her with like sponsors. So yeah, couldn't get sponsors. They wouldn't seek any companies out for her. Eventually got all the money back they would have taken when I called out that their calculations for the cut they would have been taking were made before any sort of supplies were reimbursed, and that was for a different thing. But yeah, no, a lot of weird, fucked up shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunate. When these people start running businesses, they're not usually very good at it.
No, well.
Oh, I mean, there is something. I'll read a quote from there's another YouTuber, Snazzy Labs, who I like his content. He did say here that, you know, it's like some of this is possibly going from a dozen people to like almost 130 plus people in, like not even like 10 years. It hasn't been a decade that they've jumped from like 10 to 12 people to that many people,
Yeah.
That's unheard of. Well, especially in this space, it's so new with, like YouTube and shit, but that's unheard of. Like, I've never heard of that fucking anywhere.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like a whole like game development studio worth of people, all just working to get out like the 10 or 15 different Linus channels that are, it's
Yeah,
like
There really are a lot.
it's almost like a Watch Mojo now. It feels like it. Like they went from being kind of like a real normal channel to now just like this content machine a little bit.
but with Watch Mojo, I feel like with that though, it's a lot easier to make in a way, so they can
Yeah,
churn out
it's
so
lower
much.
effort.
Yeah, that's
You just
true.
need a voice actor in a booth, and then somebody, probably not even somebody anymore, just fucking
Yeah, and
AI.
AI just putting together a shitty list.
Write up a scene, like write up a list of scenes for a thing, shoot a 10-minute recording, boom, Watch Mojo. Now they're doing like a fucking. This is weird. I'm gonna talk about Watch Mojo for 1 second before we pivot. I got no
Alright.
other place to talk about this. They do this weird like Watch Mojo trivia thing now that because my mother does all this shit, so I hear about it.
Interesting.
And apparently they like you can win money and shit, so it's like HQ, but
Oh, is this like a Quibi or whatever it is?
well, HQ. That's
Quizler?
you kinda, yeah. So
There,
it's
there, there was this one quiz channel that promised like stupid prizes.
yeah,
And everyone was like, oh, well, yeah, obviously I'm going to play a stupid quiz game to win $10,000. And it went under like so fucking fast. Because, of course.
yeah. The one I always think of is HQ, which was the mobile app one where you
That
can
was the
win.
one. Yeah, that's the one I was talking. Yeah.
I won about $6 on that fucking game.
Wow.
Yep.
Nice.
I hated it. It never worked half the time.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's one of the things that I heard.
But yeah, no. It's to a point though where it's like it becomes a content factory, and I can't say I don't like the content that they've put out, but it's clearly hurting something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like I don't know. I mean, again, it's like you get these people who like him, Linus, like Channel Awesome, with Doug and all of them, like people who are relatively respectable for the content they make, even if you don't like Nostalgia Critic or whatever. But
Yeah.
then them as business people, it's like, oh man, you just don't know what the fuck you're doing, and you're like not paying people, and you're causing a lot of problems for everybody, and it's leading to like drama and stuff. And it's different. Like it's probably difficult to run a business all of a sudden like that's got that many employees and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was too rapid a growth. I mean, they also do fucking LTX, which just ended recently, where they're hosting a whole fucking like a whole convention.
Oh, like
Yeah.
minus Tech Expo or something.
Finally.
Yes.
The Tanacon for nerds.
Well, one thing I'll say is it's been better than CES recently. It's not hard.
Yeah, it's not a high bar.
Yeah, you're not really batting with the high leagues on that one, but I don't know. There's something to be said about ambition, which is a great thing to have. It's nice to see ambition. The problem is, the man hired a separate CEO recently. What is that motherfucker doing? Is he doing anything?
I'm guessing he's like kind of being the filter of like, oh, here's Linus pouring in some like ideas and stuff, and then the new guy's just like, okay, this works, this doesn't.
Yeah. The problem is, this is like make or break time for Linus if he wants this shit to go. Because we
Oh
have
yeah.
not watched the response video. I think I haven't.
I have, and to be honest, my eyes glazed over for most of it. It was very very technical and kind of corporate.
It's not a great way to look. I
Yeah,
also I'd also seen from the subreddit, because I'm looking for a subreddit right now, but over the last little bit I have been. They had asked for a number to say private, the Billet Labs people, but apparently, in the uncensored screenshot, because I haven't looked at the thing, they did not censor it originally. So
I mean, it
that's not a
it
good look.
raises a bit of an
Yeah.
interesting question with like, Linus is a guy who people liked and people watched his channel because they liked him, but maybe the people around him, and then it's like, all of a sudden, it's not just some guy in his like room as a YouTuber. It's now a whole company, and like what's this? Oh, now they're apologizing, and it reads like a Gillette apology, or like Blizzard had to apologize or something, like some big corporate thing. And it's like, I don't know, at what point does some guy making content on the internet become like a corporation, like a giant company?
Yeah.
yeah, it's definitely something interesting to think
God damn it. That's all I gotta say. I recently,
about. Yeah.
on the topic, I recently did buy one of their fucking water bottles, and it was a nice water bottle. So fuck
Oh
me.
yeah.
I'm
You heard it. You heard it here first, guys. If
he
you want a
made
water bottle to keep you nice and hydrated while you're laughing at dead kids, Linus Sex Tips. Yeah, there's the
I mean
one.
we don't currently sell our own water bottle yet.
Listen,
So
Yeah.
Linus will get you thirsty. The water bottle's got all you need.
exactly.
Yeah. Speaking of dead kids, we want to talk about
Onision?
Well,
not
see,
yet.
let's say we have two great pathings here. Yeah, fuck. I guess we should talk about the little Tay thing first. That's the wilder. Like,
Yeah, the little Tay
the
thing
most
leads
known
into
but
the
wild.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, randomly out of
Okay.
yeah.
I actually want to I want to start this real quick because at the end of last episode, episode 10, I wrote down in my notes. That's for the hyperfixations. In my notes, hopefully no sad celebrity deaths this week. I am knocking on wood as I type this. The day after, Bane posts an article in our little group chat. You wanna take over for that, Bane?
Yeah. So this was it was a post on Instagram where I'm trying to scroll up to it real quick. Yeah, there's been a lot of deaths also, because in one of the little things I have, there was fucking someone else died also. But yeah, little Tay died age 14, and it was an Instagram post that, if I can find it here. On Wednesday, August 9th, Little Tay's family posted on her Instagram account announcing that she'd passed away suddenly. It is with a heavy heart we share the devastating news of our beloved Claire's sudden and tragic passing. We have no words to express the unbearable loss and undescribable pain. The statement also adds that her brother died, although the circumstances were unclear and an investigation was supposedly underway. This outcome was entirely unexpected and left us all in shock. Her brother's passing adds an even more unimaginable depth to our grief. During this time of immense sorrow, we kindly ask for privacy as we grieve this overwhelming loss, as the circumstances of Claire and her brother's passing are still under investigation. This kind of
How sad.
blew up everywhere.
Well, it was
How
worth noting.
sad.
Like immediately, it was worth noting. Like the first thing I thought was, "Oh, this is a publicity stunt," because Lil Tay's entire existence was a publicity stunt, which seemed to have been either her mother or her father. And there's some debate
I think
because
it was her mother.
people have
From what
said
I
that
hear-
the father was abusive. Like apparently the brother and the mother said that, but that was secretly they were the abusive ones and the father was cool.
From what I hear, the people who were like getting her to do this, she might have chosen to do some of it herself. I mean, I doubt
Wasn't this like a hack or something? This thing.
Well, this thing. We'll get to that, but yeah, continue.
Oh yeah. So generally, It's kind of speculated that it's either her brother or her mother that did the the filming her and directing her and all of that.
Yeah.
Now,
But
so yeah, that post was then shortly thereafter deleted. After, admittedly, her father made a very weird statement, which I'll read the statement real quick. If I can scroll back to it. Yeah, Little Taste Management had supposedly confirmed her passing in a statement to Variety, which was weird. That was fucking weird. But then her father had was reached out by the son and had declined to comment and could not clarify anything at that point. What then happened was later revealed was that yes, somebody did actually hack into the Instagram page. It was confirmed by, I hate calling them Meta, but a spokesperson for Meta did reach out and said yes, somebody had hacked into the account from a different location, had been logging into it
Instagram
for
boy.
probably a little bit. But what I'm assuming probably happened was a lot of people don't realize how often email accounts get like leaked and hacked and shit.
Yeah, like speaking of Linus Tech Tips, that happened to them.
Oh yeah. Well, that one was a weirder thing, but like a lot of
Well,
people don't change
it was meant
passwords.
it was meant to advertise a crypto thing.
Yeah. Well, they what happened with them is they clicked a file that had a scraper and it scraped the token. What I assume happened here was like somebody found out what email was attached to it. Somebody looked if it was already been in a database before, probably took the information, logged into the account, decided to make a troll post. It worked. We all started talking about it.
Yeah, true.
If this had been a hoax, we could have said the exact same, like a proper hoax on their end. I don't think it's. I saw a lot of people saying this was a comeback for her. I don't think so. I legitimately think this was just somebody wanted to play a prank. Admittedly, a funny prank now, looking back at it.
Yeah, in hindsight, like it's never sad.
Well, it was like
never,
a little tragic.
It's never sad when a kid dies because we laugh at them.
Exactly.
No, but it's never a good thing when a kid dies. But like, in hindsight, now that we know she's fine, yeah, it's pretty funny.
Yeah, I mean, it's all around kind of a silly situation. People were talking about it's like a shame that she's saddled with these like strange parents or whatever, because I remember there was a whole thing about like her mom is allowing her to like hang out in these houses and say whatever. I don't know. It got a lot of people reminded about Lil Tay. Like people. Oh yeah, she exists. Is she dead? I don't know. Maybe. Like next is gonna be Damn Daniel.
Yeah, well, actually, next is not Damn Daniel. It's Onision.
That's true.
Boy, the one we wish was dead.
Yeah, sadly, probably isn't.
Yeah.
You can take that to the bank.
But, you know what? We could make a podcast about it. I'll put $5 down on Onision dying in the next 5 years.
Yeah, probably not now though. So just for some background, all of Onision's social medias have the text over the picture now saying "Rest in peace," and the bios are all like Onision was so and so. Speaking in past tense.
That's the one. Okay.
Oh, good God!
Shit.
Okay, so I've got the mute. So okay. Sorry, I'm playing Deus Ex. The fucking music is playing through my speaker, through my headphones, but the sound effects are through my speakers. That's great.
That's strange.
That's really wild. Cool. Let me deal with that.
Honestly, the real play is to just like stop playing it and then put the UNATCO theme like on in the background during this.
Yeah. I mean, you just have a little bit of it's amazing how many things in that game, just everything to do with the virus. I'm like,
yeah,
UN. Oh, we're going to China now. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Although honestly, United Nations, like it'd be hilarious if they actually had that kind of power in real life. They'd just kind of a bunch of nerds who sat behind a desk and just do nothing.
The ones who can't agree on whether or not fucking Taiwan is a country. Because
Yeah.
China has a seat. Ooh, oh yeah, we gotta give China a seat.
I mean, we'll look at the place. Not gonna say anything. We'll look in that direction, but not say it's a country.
China, yeah, that whole situation. I was gonna say about Onision. Like, I was just watching a video talking about Onision's fucking autobiography thing that he wrote, and I think that
Oh
might be
yeah.
like his worst book because it is like
It is
one
shocking
thing.
that he has other books.
Well, he has like four other books or something, but like. So one person pointed out in the comments for the video I was watching, I think it was a Leezy's video. They were just like, this book reminded me so much of Reaper's Creek, and it made me realize that he has like, which is one of his other books. I think it was his first one. Or no, his first one was Stones to Abigail. That was like his third one. But they were like,
Oh
he
yeah.
has like one story to tell, which is like his slightly uninteresting high school experience that he embellishes super hard.
Yeah,
And like
it's like
when he
he's the
does
coolest person ever
Well,
while
well, yeah,
angsty as shit.
he does the
Yeah.
autobiography, and the whole thing is just like, yeah, and then I fucked my teacher, and she really wanted to fuck me, and she was super hot.
I
And the
made her come
worst
harder
part,
than any man of a man.
it's so any man, and Onision is no mere man, but
Yes.
yeah, the whole thing is filled with like fucking typos, and he claims he proofread it, but it was just fucking chock full of typos. It was embarrassing. Yeah, no, Onision, just thinking about it. Every time he worms his way back into relevance, like, oh, there's a dead kid, maybe? I'll pretend to be dead too.
I honest to God
Yeah.
think
It
if he could get
is.
a career boost out of killing his own children, he probably would have.
He
Yeah.
tried, kind of, allegedly.
Theoretically, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember. I remember now because there was that thing with the child falling out of the window.
And then
Uh,
him immediately tweeting sex tweets on Maine.
yeah, that and also like his. I loved his goofy war with Chris Hansen.
The
Like,
wrong
Yeah.
Chris Hansen.
oh yeah, that too. He actually tried with like a dude just named Chris Hansen. I'll Google and check to see if he's actually still alive at this point. I'll give him that courtesy, I guess.
What, Onision? I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure he is.
Nice
Yeah.
spinning,
I
jiggling.
looked and there's no like obituary record or anything like that. Literally, the only evidence for this is every single one of his social medias was changed. That's it.
Hmm,
That's your proof right there. Some
interesting.
proof, huh?
yeah. I don't think anyone else but him would have his own logins. He seems like that kind of
Yeah.
person who wouldn't even write them down for himself.
Well, that brings me to how about Chris Chan is back?
Yeah, I've seen
Oh
apparently playing
yeah.
fucking Pokemon Go.
Come on, yeah. So you mentioned logins is what reminded me. I'm like, because okay, I thought other people he knew, or maybe other trolls or whatever, had access to his accounts because somebody posted the A-Log Jule video after he got nabbed like a couple years ago on his YouTube channel. So I thought maybe like somebody else would be able to get in contact with him and like post stuff, but somebody else was like, after years in prison and meds and everything, maybe Chris just doesn't remember the passwords to his like social medias and he's not able to update people. Or there's a chance that he's just not allowed to by the government, by like the law, you know?
That is a possibility. Yeah.
Yeah.
Government says no. You can
Yep.
only play Pokemon Go.
At least he got the emergency extra Switch when he came out. He bought the like like I don't know what happened to all of his other shit that was at Branchland Court, but he had a Switch. He had all of his room with all of his shit, and then like the moment it was the day that he was out and people were seeing him at the mall or whatever. People were like, "Oh, he bought a fucking Switch while he was out immediately."
I mean, hey, man's got his priorities. He has to bing bing wahoo.
He's got a game.
Man, I do know this though. I think I could probably talk about like all the dumb shit Onision did for a hyperfixation episode.
That would be quite something. Yes.
I don't know,
There's
man.
eras, man. Yeah.
I think having Onision as the subject of a hyperfixation episode, you know, that's a bit. It's a bit sad to be hyperfixated on Onision.
The only person
I
who
mean,
should be
yeah.
hyper fixated on Onision is the prosecuting attorney. There you go. We got jokes, folks. We're not
Got jokes
loud,
for
so
days.
we're not funny, but
Yeah,
Okay,
has
loud.
this has been a nice chill episode of Loud Equals Funny so far. I like it.
Yeah.
whenever we do Gamergate Part 3 and we invite an anti-GG person on, that's gonna be loud equals funny. We're gonna start
Well, I
yelling,
mean-
we're gonna be fighting, it's gonna be just like 10 years ago. It's gonna be great.
Well, that's the thing.
I don't
I
know
feel
about
like
that one, but
No,
I feel like
I'm
if we
joking.
get anybody to agree, it's going to be one of the more sane ones.
Yeah. No, it'll be fine. I've been thinking about that. We should do that sometime soon, maybe part 3, try to get some
I
other
can-
perspectives.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it'd be a lot of fun. Plus, looking back on it, like I said, I look back on that shit and kind of like, that was a little cringe.
Oh yeah.
But
Somewhat, yeah.
we met some decent people, I think, on all sides. I think for a lot of the groups, some people weren't. There's some people from those days. I wish I could go back in time and just cut the brakes on the car.
Yeah,
It's
both
funny.
sides, by the way, before anyone starts
yeah.
throwing
Oh yeah.
accusations.
Oh yeah.
In fact,
Oh,
honestly,
I would say there's more. I didn't interact with people from anti-Gamergate side because
Yeah.
they didn't want to interact with us. So all the people I specifically dislike are pro Gamergate
Yeah.
people. So yeah.
Oh, yeah.
we should start naming names. This isn't the Loud Equals Funny podcast. This is the Loud Equals Accusations podcast.
Dead name.
Loud
podcast,
equals. Loud equals God. I hope that person isn't alive anymore.
I mean, I
With
will
one
say,
of them. That's how I feel about one of them.
speaking of people that we all hope isn't alive anymore, I talked about Movie Bob on stream recently, and
Oh
there was
yeah,
some
that's
people-
one of them.
There was somebody in chat who made a really good point that, like, I think she said, like, I used to watch Movie Bob like in 2010 because, I don't know, they were like, I liked his energy back then, whatever.
Yeah,
And then it was like,
I watched him back then for a little while because I just kind of watched The Escapist.
yeah, I mean, like, I could see, watching his stuff from then, I could see there's merit to it back then. It doesn't hold up like AVGN does or something, but like it's
Yeah.
fine for what it is. But
It's
like,
just it's okay content for okay people. And
But,
then
like,
he went crazy.
well, that's the thing. The person was saying, like, once Gamergate happened, and we don't need to get into Gamergate too much because, again, part 3 coming eventually. But once Gamergate happened, Movie Bob, apparently he just, like, that's when the switch flipped and he just stopped being interesting. He started, like, bitterly tweeting all day about eugenics. And now all of his videos are him
Yeah.
just sitting there being boring with nothing funny going on. There's no skits. There's no anti-thinker. It's a shame. It's a shame.
I can't believe the Movie Bob cinematic universe was ruined by Gamergate.
It
Yeah.
really was.
God, and then there was Sterling back in the day also with all that. That was a wild time with Jim Sterling.
Yeah.
Jim, now Stephanie Sterling, which I mean, yeah, whatever.
I think they still.
I remember there
I think
were
they
so
still
many.
go by Jeff. Well, Jim
There were-
sometimes, but
There were
Jeff.
so many. Yeah, Jeffy Sterling, my favorite SML character. There were
Uh,
so many jokes at the expense of his their life. I don't know him at the time.
Yeah,
There
which-
was a lot of jokes at the expense of a lot of people, and admittedly, a lot of them were just like, "Haha, you're trans." There were
Yeah.
there was that
there was
situation.
a lot of
occasionally.
that.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, looking back, a lot of that was like even then was like really that's.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
think Brianna
ugly,
Wu got
maybe you could like some people are just
Brianna
ugly.
Wu, man, Brianna Wu's got a lot of fucking things you could make fun of her for.
Well, that's
Exactly.
that's the thing. A
Make
lot
fun
of people
her for
just
Revolution 60.
Make
yeah, a
fun
lot
of her
of
for
people
moon
just-
rocks.
well, that came later.
Yeah.
But like a lot of people just latched onto the fact that she was trans and said, "Yep, I don't have to think of any other jokes."
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it's not a criticism. Like
We're
Revolution
finally
60,
getting
that's a criticism.
Yeah.
we're getting past the era of people thinking they're clever for green texting her or she when you
Oh
talk
yeah.
Yeah.
about
But
like
well, we've
Brianna Wu
also,
or something.
I mean, in a way yes, but in a way no. You know, but most people
Yeah,
are.
we do see that a lot, but it's also like people shit on them for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's like the attack helicopter thing.
It's
I
like that
Yeah.
mean,
was fun. That was like a funny concept at first, but when it became the only joke, it's like Jesus
well, it
fucking
was
Christ.
yeah, it's a matter of comedy getting like for me, I don't know. I'm not super offended by it much, but it's like, man, just the jokes are getting bad. I mean, it's the same.
Yeah.
But
It's the
Come
same
up with
with
new.
the SJWs who are always shitting on men, and all the jokes are about men are bad. It's like it's the
it's
same thing. If all your jokes
it's
are just haha trans whatever, like I don't know.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
what I mean, just any possibility of like cleverness has been gone lately. It's like Jesus fuck. It's like
Oh
yep.
yeah. It's like a fucking sieve.
There's
It's literally like it's like Groundhog Day. That fucking every time he starts hearing that song, he just starts smashing the fucking radio. It's a Groundhog Day of
it's
jokes.
It's in general, though, not even just that, because there was a great video that I saw that was talking about like millennial speak in like Hollywood writing
Oh
and
yeah.
how a lot of stuff that you see now, the like even if it's a fantasy, it's like the characters talk like Twitter posts.
Whoa!
Uh,
I'm in a magical world, and I have magical
I
powers.
just moved
I
that with my
just moved
mind.
that with my mind. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I mean, there's like they fly
They
now,
fly.
but
Yeah. They fly now.
but it was like one of the things it was talking about was like how condescending and how it'll be like, that's really shitty. That's like an icky thing to do, bro.
Well, see, the thing
Like,
is like
it's just
that
kind
that
of infantilized just talking. Like, I
yeah.
don't know.
The thing is like
Yeah.
if those characters were in a modern setting, that could work. That makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I hear people talk like that all the fucking time. The problem
Yeah.
is
Sadly.
like the problem we have now is they're writing those characters. They're taking those characters and putting them in things where they just don't fit. They don't make any
Yeah.
sense.
Like,
And I mean, I could see,
like we mentioned earlier.
yeah,
I just moved that with my
my
mind.
mind. Which the thing is, that'd be fine if that's early, like that's maybe early in the characterization. But the problem is, that's also the same way throughout that whole fucking game. So there's no growth.
Yeah.
There's no nothing past that.
Yeah, I mean, that's a problem. A lot of stuff is coming out, but it just, it sounds the same. And like the characters, I don't know. It's a common thing. It'll be interesting to see what happens with the writers' strike and if that like changes anything once
Oh,
that's
everything's
over.
gonna be really shitty for like a little while.
Well, we'll see
Well,
what we're
everything's
gonna.
gonna start getting replaced by fucking AI, is the thing.
Yeah, and then it's just gonna be, oh, well, this plot was in the exact same. This
Yeah.
this movie has the exact same plot of like 5 other movies. Which, to be
Yeah,
fair,
I mean,
we do get that
that is
already.
just Hollywood now.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. I hope this strike ends with the writers getting, at the very least, a decent
Human
fucking
rights.
share. Yeah, like
Yeah.
it because when you see a movie make $500 million and like the writers and the actors get like at best in
$20.
0.1%.
Yeah, they get $20 for their hard effort, and
Yeah,
they're glad they get that much.
because
There
it's
was
like
somebody I was watching recently talking about the disparity between, I think it was Sardonicast, maybe he was talking about the disparity between pay in like assistant editor versus like regular editor. And
yeah.
you're just like you're like working not minimum wage, but like a pretty reasonable rate wage for like assistant editor or assistant producer or whatever. And meanwhile, the person that's directly above you is making millions and millions of dollars a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, and the thing is, yeah, I get it. I get not wanting to have to worry about money too much as a company, but you know, you pay good writers, you keep good writers.
Yeah.
That's the system.
Yeah.
But then again, they've, you know, I don't think what we see with games like Forspoken with that kind of writing, I don't think that's going to change. It's just going to become different. It
Yeah.
I can see where you're coming
hopefully
from with that. Yeah.
well, I mean hopefully I'm also a little high. Thank you, Cushy Dreams. Um
Same.
hell yeah, brother. But yeah, no, we're gonna see like the same type of dialogue, but hopefully people will just put it where it actually is supposed to be. You know?
Yeah, and instead of people talking like Twitter users, but
Well, yeah. I mean,
now
like
they're knights in armor.
you'll have like something like Invincible. You know, people talk kind of millennial Twitterish on in that, but it's like it's a
Yeah, but
modern
it's modern day.
show, and you know,
Oh yeah, it's well made,
yeah, it's
well
good.
acted.
Another one is like Into the Spider-Verse or whatever. You know, good show. It's you know, it doesn't matter that some characters talk a little modern or whatever. You
Yeah,
know.
it's well because it fits with like it fits with the world, fits with the characters. Miles is like 16 in the first Spider-Verse film. It makes sense that he'd be talking like a 16-year-old.
Speaking of
Yeah.
movies, Bane, we need to discuss the Barbussy movie.
Yes. I've seen Barbie. You've seen Barbie.
We saw it. It was good.
I really liked it.
I mean, I walked away from it being reminded of the Tom Arnold '90s family comedy, The Stupids,
I kind of
which
see where you're getting at with that though.
it's like really colorful and surreal, and the plot doesn't make a lot of sense, and it knows that it doesn't make a lot of sense, and it's like not necessarily funny. Some of the jokes are eye rolls, but like, man, it reminded me so much of The Stupids, though, and I love that. I love that for that
The
movie.
thing I loved about it is it knew when it was being stupid, but never dragged on when it was being too stupid. Like it had the goofy moments, but got to the next scene without staying too much on the goofy moment.
I mean, people were complaining a lot about the comedy in the movie, saying it wasn't funny, and there were definitely the beat you off joke was really annoying. Like after the
Yeah,
first time, it was
after the
fine.
first few, like when I finally heard Margot Robbie say, "You guys don't need to beat each other off," I was
I
like,
mean, but
okay.
they bring that back like twice later, and it's like, oh god, that's fine.
Um,
Um, so there's a little bit of that, but it was mostly pretty funny, and then it was also not unwilling to. I mean, spoilers, I guess. There's a scene at the end that's, I guess not really spoilers, but there's a very emotional segment at the end between Barbie and an older woman, and it doesn't feel like it's brought down by like a joke every 3 seconds, like a fucking James Gunn movie or something.
oh
Yeah.
Uh,
the thing I'll
which
say,
I know Guardians is good, but I'm
yeah,
just being.
I do like Guardians 3. That's a movie we should talk about. We
I
should
didn't
talk about
see
Guardians.
three.
3 was really good. I'll recommend it.
I didn't like two that much.
See, I like. See, okay, I might be weird. I like when 2 kind of got more into the sentimentality shit.
Two was like overstuffed and I don't know. It felt a little too similar to the first one. Also,
I get where you're coming from though. I liked it. Mind you, it hit where I
it's not
wanted it to hit.
terrible. I mean,
Uh,
it's a lot better than like a fucking Captain Marvel or something.
which I am nervously excited about the follow up though, because I like the director.
Oh good god, I don't even.
The
Have you,
Candyman remake was
have
good.
any of you seen the fucking Secret Invasion show?
Yeah. Hey, look, I'm trying my best. These they're falling apart, man.
Uh,
Marvel's
the
falling apart.
Secret Invasion show is like a huge clusterfuck.
It
It's a train
started
wreck.
so good.
I
That's
don't
the
think
thing.
so, because
I liked the
the,
first
the
episode.
first thing they do is like reveal who all the Skrulls are, so there's no tension and it's not a mystery. Like that's like one of the
Well,
first
see,
things in that show.
well, maybe even in like the third episode, but
It
the
was like the
first.
first scene or some shit.
Well, no, that's the
I mean,
one.
I didn't see
That's
it.
the
I didn't see it, to be
okay.
fair.
Yeah, I'll recommend the first episode because they had a good idea. After that, it's
Uh,
like, no.
this is the same guy who recommends the Halo show.
I'll
Everybody.
recommend that. Okay, that first episode is actually
Why
it's
would you
pure fucking
watch?
Halo.
It's like watching the first 5 seasons of Game of Thrones. Just don't worry about the ending, bro.
Well, okay, but
Like,
nobody knew about the ending when the first 5
well,
seasons were
you
airing.
know about the rest of the Halo show now.
Well, yeah, but that was also airing weekly. I still would say that first, especially
Yeah.
that first scene. That's
What the fuck? I
that's
mean, yeah,
as
when
good
they
Halo live action combat as we're ever going to get.
yeah, when they have like the fucking like elites and stuff, I think they even get stuff wrong. Like
Well,
they have like characters with the wrong weapons or whatever,
well,
but
no. One thing I did like is
kind of
they
minor.
got the actual terror of fucking plasma weapons right.
Yeah,
Because
and it didn't. It looked kind of Power Rangers-y, but like that's better than it looking like a
yeah,
CGI video game. That's
but
another thing. I saw a fucking trailer for that Blue Beetle movie, which looks like it's gonna be kind of shit. But I can really appreciate that that movie looks like a stupid, dumb, like kaiju,
it's
not kaiju movie, but like Super Sentai film. It's like Ultraman or some shit.
it's really interesting. I can talk about this one for a little bit because I'm a DC nerd, sadly. Uh, um, the thing they did is they created like a whole new city for Blue Beetle with this film, and they've retroactively brought it into the comics, which is
Oh,
kind of cool in a way
that's
because
neat.
he was always the hero of El Paso, Texas, which
Mm, not too exciting.
yeah, but yeah, no, it looks interesting. There's
Oh, it's gonna be a pile of shit. It looks generic as hell, but at least it has like
it
I'm
looks
just
fun generic.
I guess I'm glad we're closer to Spy Kids 3 era rather than like we're super
Oh,
embarrassed to make a superhero movie so everybody's in black and they don't have their names and we don't have them have capes or anything.
hey man, don't shit
Yeah.
talk the Fantastic Four remake like that.
No, it's the fucking X-Men
Excuse
movies.
me, you
It's
mean
all of them.
It's
Fantastic?
even like small. I love Smallville. I could do a
Small
hyperfixation episode on
dude,
Smallville because that
Smallville
shit
fucking
was my
rules.
jam.
Smallville
I
fucking
love
rules.
to this day. I will maintain that the Michael Rosenbaum's Lex Luthor, one of the best Lex Luthors.
Is
He's amazing. He's very very good.
genuinely
And
like also a threat at times. Like an interesting person, but also a fucking threat, which some Lexes have not been.
yeah, and he's got a good relationship with Clark and everything. It's great. But the thing on that show, for anybody who didn't watch it, it was basically like, teen drama show, but with superheroes. Kind of like a Flash or whatever, the prototype for those basically, but
Yeah,
before it, like 20 years ago. And it was I mean, I'm sure people have heard of fucking Smallville.
almost 20 years ago at this point. Jesus
But
fucking
but but
Christ.
the thing on that show, they refused to let Clark Kent wear the Superman outfit until the very, very last scene or whatever. So he just had like blue jeans and like a red jacket and like maybe a little bit of yellow or something. And he wouldn't be called Superman. They called him the Blur. They didn't let him fly either, so he would just run. And then there was like a Flash character, and it was like,
Yeah.
why are you all so fast? Like this character serves no purpose now.
Well,
But like they were so afraid to just do Superman and have it be corny with him in the costume. And
yeah.
meanwhile, they had like Green Arrow in the dumbest outfit ever. He looked
Oh,
like a leather-bound porn jabroni. It was amazing.
poor Justin Hartley, man. He got screwed over.
Yeah, he was Aquaman in that failed pilot too, wasn't he?
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah, you're right. I forgot
Which
about
was going
that.
to be like a side thing based on like the Smallville universe. Yeah. No, no,
Ooh,
Bane,
what an
that's for
embarrassment.
us. We just need to do CW hyperfixation episodes,
Uh,
CW superhero shows.
I
I
think
could talk
I
about.
think I would legitimately rather kill myself.
So this
No,
like
you'd have to be there, Tristan.
yeah,
You'd have to be
Oh
there.
I have to drag you
no.
guys through zombies also. So pick your
I mean, at
suffering,
least
Tristan.
that. At least that. It's like okay,
Oh, that's a
it's
possible 4 episode series.
I
oh
mean, like if you
no.
that's fine. I mean, that's okay. But if you find if you we got to play some Call of Duty, I guess, at some point
They
for live equals funny or
you
whatever.
Yeah.
there should I could talk about the new one because
I mean,
information's come out.
oh, information.
Yeah. So if we had done this yesterday, I would actually not have had as much to talk about, which is hilarious.
Hmm.
But yeah, I've been talking about Modern Warfare 3 being teased a lot, and one of the biggest announcements, and they've confirmed this, by the way, that Modern Warfare 3 will be launching with every single original Modern Warfare 2 map completely remastered day one.
Like the original Modern
Like
Warfare 2?
like 2009 Modern Warfare 2.
Hey, that's cool, I guess.
I mean,
Yeah.
the thing is, these are good maps. I'll recommend them because I could talk about fucking Estate being an underrated map because it was too big for everyone else because nobody wanted to play in large maps. But
I mean, problem with this whole series is that, like, it feels, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know, Bane, you're a fan. Would you
Yeah.
say that the heyday of Call of Duty is behind it well and truly? Like, this is getting a bit much.
yes and no. What would be the fans' heyday? Yes, in a lot of
That
ways,
would have been
yes.
like the 360 era.
Yeah, that would have
That's
been
Call of Duty.
that would have been like peak
And I
COD was
watched
like
I've
4
watched
to Modern Warfare 3.
Yeah, I've watched. Well, no, the first like the PS2 era was good too,
Oh
but
yeah,
that's
well
not
I'm saying
when
like
it was super
like
popping.
peak for the community is what I mean. Like
Yeah,
that's the time they're the most nostalgic for. They're the most nostalgic for COD 4, World at War, Black Ops 1, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 2. That
yeah,
era, that is what the community loves the most.
yeah. And like I've watched some videos talking about like old Call of Duty and like Ackman and other people talking about like what made the other ones good, what made these newer ones not as good, or other not newer, well, like Ghosts or whatever,
Yeah, oh yeah.
that aren't as good. And like yeah, it really seems like most of the best ones are from like 2007 through like 2011 or 12 or something. And since then it's just been kind of like I don't know, spinning its wheels a little bit. There'll be like some new decent ones every now and then, but the whole yearly release or semi-yearly, it's like it's really getting old. And they're trying to move to like a live service thing, I guess, but you
Yeah.
still have to pay like $100 Canadian for a fucking new game every year or so.
So the thing is with the newer ones, I'll say the usually I'd recommend for people to wait for the first sale. For someone like me, I know I'm gonna end up because they've announced a Vault Edition, which is like the collector's edition. I know I'm gonna end up buying that because I'm a fucking idiot. They've announced the Zombies is coming back this year. I'm going to end up buying it. I know it. It's the cycle.
You really are an idiot.
I really am. This is my one vice when it comes to gaming.
Yeah, I guess that's fine. That's fair.
But yeah, Modern Warfare 2 was really rough for a lot of people, myself included, because Infinity Ward lately has to sum this one up. This is the funny part about the whole marketing campaign of this game. They're also are just announcing a whole bunch of changes they're reverting. I mentioned the slide canceling one last time we talked about it, but they teased red dots being on the mini map again when you fire unsuppressed weapons. They're marketing that because
They took that away.
They took that away in both Modern Warfare 2019 and Modern Warfare 2, this last one.
Jeez.
I mean, I guess what? It's not realistic or something, I guess.
Though that and nobody really knows why they've taken it out. Infinity Ward has done it both times. Nobody likes it. Nobody in the community likes it. Everyone fucking complains about it. But they've kept doing it out of like a sense of spite, I almost feel, you know?
You know what Call of Duty needs to do? It needs to turn into like The Sims and just be like Call of Duty 15 and
Yeah.
then the Call of Duty 15 China conflict expansion pack or the good old American battle expansion pack with like a little 2-hour campaign or whatever.
Good old American Battle's my favorite.
Hell yeah. See, that's the thing they're doing.
I also like Give Me All Your Oil. That one's pretty nice.
Rumble in the Bronx expansion pack.
Escape from
that was for Battlefield Hardline.
I wanted to play Battlefield Hardline. That looks more interesting for me than like the war ones.
Well, see, the
but apparently it sucks.
It's okay. I wouldn't I wouldn't recommend it now because the servers are really dead if you want to play multiplayer, but there's a campaign
Yeah.
attached to it.
Uh,
But the newest one, 2042's gotten real fucking weird. They're adding
ooh.
like a new map that's got like different biomes it'll switch between. So like it can be like a jungle biome and it just can start raining, and then around you it'll switch to a different like snowy area thing.
So that's cool. Does the game allow you to keep score yet?
Yes, they added that I
Oh,
think recently, finally.
that's good. I'm glad they allow you to keep score in the online fighting shooting game now.
Yeah, Dice has actually been, I guess, adding a lot more to it. I know people that are still into that fucking series. I've dipped personally.
I love the fact that there's so many games in this series. Like Battlefront 2 is apparently also pretty good by now, but
Oh
Well,
yeah,
here's the thing. From what I've heard, there's like it's kind of like it's kind of like not Assassin's. Well, Assassin's Creed. There's your mention, but
hey,
it's kind of like yeah. It just came back into my mind. But it's kind of like Master Chief Collection,
yeah.
where it's basically impossible to find the match right now.
really,
Yeah, from what I've heard.
really,
That
that's weird.
yeah. There's a lot of games where just like yeah, community's kind of dipped from it right now, or not playing it as much, or the matchmaking could be horribly bugged. A lot of
Yeah,
games like
that's all.
that lately.
Yeah, and then they attacked like some of the fan projects. I remember that recently. Activision did.
Yep. There was a lot of because the PC versions of these games have a lot of problems. Some of them being related to people can just some of the older ones. They did patch Modern Warfare 2 recently to ignore this kind of exploit, but there have been exploits where people can just put code into your computer and just fuck with you.
And
Yep. And they decided to DMCA a lot of these projects because admittedly, one of the dumb things a lot of these projects did were have links to torrented versions of these games, which,
Yeah.
I mean, hey, can't say I didn't use for some of the DLC. I'll admit that.
15
That's
gigabytes will get
fair.
you 20.
You know, for the amount of money I've spent on Activision, they should let me torrent every fucking game after, but, you know, I can see
Yeah,
them getting pissy at people for that, so I'm gonna cut that
that's
out.
that's what's going to no, fuck it. That's what's going to
Yeah.
send me to finally go postal. I'll have bought like 5 different versions of Banjo-Kazooie in my life, and then they'll get mad at me for pirating it when they remake it. They'll send me a letter to my ISP, and I'll just like I won't be able to take it anymore, and the whole neighborhood's gonna get it.
Oh, hey, you've got a better chance of them actually doing something with Banjo-Kazooie than probably getting sued for that.
Yeah, I don't know. I remember years ago there was this thing at like some game convention thing where they showed like Banjo and Kazooie flying on a screen,
Oh,
and it was
yeah.
like in the middle of like a reel, like one of those sizzle reels of upcoming games, and then that just led to nothing.
I
Rest
think
in peace.
I think they were working on something.
Well, Rare is in the business. Rare is currently busy making a game they've been working on for like 5 years,
Yeah,
while
Everwild.
their other game that they've been working on for like 10 years is like finally okay to play.
Yeah, Sea of Thieves. I think they just recently had a Monkey Island expansion, which I haven't played yet, but I really want to.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's cool. I mean, I've heard it's better.
It can't be
I
any
don't think it's,
worse.
it's I don't think it's what a lot of people are looking for from Rare, but it's better than Connect Adventures or whatever.
Yeah, speaking of,
Yeah, making fucking Avatar games.
I'm trying to see if I can
Did they?
find this. Yeah, they
Oh, like an
like Connect
Avatar
Yeah,
stuff.
Avatar. Yeah,
Microsoft. Yeah, Microsoft Avatar.
I'm trying to see if I can find. There was an announcement recently for something related to Killer Instinct.
Oh, really?
Yep. Which, hey, that was a really fucking good fighting game. So I'm
Next
hoping.
dude's favorite series.
I'm gonna bitch about something completely off topic. I fucking hate Braves. You know the browser Brave?
Yeah, I think yeah, that's the one I use in my phone.
Yeah, the thing I fucking hate is their shitty like search version that's like the alternate to Google. It fucking
Uh,
sucks. I hate it.
my thing with Brave is how much they try to shove NFT bullshit.
I mean,
Yeah.
I have used their crypto and sold it for money, so it's another
Jesus
thing.
Christ, man.
Hey, look, I'll take a few ads to get
Ladies
free
and
money.
gentlemen, it's the end of the Cloud Equals Funny podcast. I cannot continue.
Ah, God. Oh, but yeah, no, they're gonna have a 10th anniversary update for Killer Instinct, which will improve in matchmaking, include a patch for the Series S and X consoles, and a new balance meta for Killer Instinct. Which, as somebody who's a fan of that game, thank Christ.
Oh, is that a problem in that one?
Well, having a new meta is kind of nice because after 5 years, people were just stuck playing the same fucking characters and doing the exact same fucking moves.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see a little, shake up come to a game I really like that I'm so tired of seeing certain characters.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
Oh, yeah. So I think now's about time we should get into our cushy dreams read here.
Shouldn't
Ah,
you
yes.
shouldn't you take care of your chicken?
Oh yeah, I should go look on that. Fuck, yeah, you're right. Think my alarm. Okay, yeah. Hey, you guys, you guys want to do the ad read?
Um, I think it might be best to wait till you get back.
Okay. Give me 1 second here.
Well, I don't know if we cut this part out, but hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Finally, now I can hijack the podcast and talk about Doctor Who. They
That's
did
for later.
well, I'm gonna talk about it anyway.
No, no problem.
New issue of Doctor Who magazine detailed the new sonic screwdriver, and it looks pretty cool.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I,
posted like a bunch of details on it. I'm gonna read the full thread later, but
I
nice close-up
enjoyed
images and everything.
I enjoyed Nikuti Ogatwa or whatever. In
Shutigatwa.
Gatwa, right. In Barbie movie, he was there. Minimal role, but he was doing what he needed to do and doing it well.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's interesting that David Tennant is going to be the 14th Doctor, and what that's going to mean. It's going to be a bit of a gimmick, probably, but like, you know, why is it David Tennant for any reason other than because that's the one people like and we're sorry?
I think there's gonna be a decent reason for it.
I mean, I hope so, certainly.
Like I just kind of like Russell T Davies isn't exactly the type of person to just like say, "Hey, nostalgia." In fact,
Yeah.
he's been kind of against that, like in his previous era. Besides like bringing Sarah Jane Smith back, but everybody gets a pass.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just it doesn't really seem like him.
I mean, unless there's like a corporate mandate to do it in a certain way.
Yeah, that is true. The BBC could be interfering with it.
Yeah. It's always a possibility. When is it's like Christmas special, right?
The
The next thing.
It's the 60th anniversary, which is going to be on sometime in November. The actual anniversary date is the 23rd, but I'm not sure when, because there's going to be 3 specials with David Tennant, and nobody's quite sure when they're going to air.
Hmm. Well, it's pretty interesting. I'm looking forward to it. I've certainly heard enough people make fun of the untimely child or whatever.
The
But I
fucking time.
kind of
Oh God, don't get me into it. I could do a whole hyperfixation on why I don't like the timeless child.
yeah. I mean, it's problematic, as they say. It introduces more problems than it solves, more questions than it answers, not good questions.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess they're trying to do it for diversity or something.
I don't think it was for diversity. that doesn't really seem like a Chibnall thing to do. Like
I mean, the
I'm
whole
not
era was super like kind of pushing that a bit.
honestly, it wasn't woke enough in several
Um,
places.
I mean, it didn't really do much with what it was like. It's not that it wasn't woke enough. Like, I get what you might mean by that. Like, from what I've seen of it anyway, it's like it would bring up stuff like racism, but it wouldn't really do much with it
Yeah,
outside of
it
like the
would.
one Rosa Parks episode or whatever.
I think I'm not sure if you saw my post in the in a certain channel in the Discord, but someone made the comparison that the Chibnall era and the 13th Doctor's era, by extension, are like a Darman version of Doctor Who.
Huh, huh, huh. That's
Also,
really good.
I'm
Wow.
back.
Welcome.
I have to stop
Yeah,
talking
chicken.
about Doctor Who now.
Sorry. Yeah, chicken smells, looks delicious, but I will save till at least after the ad read. I can mute my mic afterwards, but
That's it.
All right.
yeah, because
So,
you've been away, Nate, for 12 hours, so.
Jesus Christ, bro, buddy, eat
Oh,
some food, bro.
oh, well, I will.
All right. So, how we feeling about Cushy Dreams, boys?
You know, folks,
Pretty
I do think if you got stress, you got a bit of discomfort, maybe you're having some issues sleeping, or you just want to feel really, really fucking good, well, our friends over at Cushy Dreams, they got you. Cushy Dreams is
They have your back, boy.
They got your back, your front, and your sides. They got the finest in legal cannabis. That's products like smokable Delta 8, CBD flower, and pre-rolls. They got gummies.
It's the good stuff.
They got the Delta 9 too, don't they?
Hell yeah,
The
Delta
sequel.
9. It's
Those
bigger,
are their
badder.
gummies.
It's bigger, badder, and uncut compared to the normal Delta 8. But they got that as well. The Delta 9,
Yeah,
that comes... Oh, yeah?
Yeah, but I mean, I was just gonna say one of my favorite things about their gummies is that they are Delta 9, and they contain the same active type of THC as the stuff that they only sell at the dispensary.
They're fucking delicious.
Oh yeah, they're actually great. Like that's in the ad read,
But they actually do. Like
genuinely coming from us. By the way, we don't disagree with any of these points. By the way,
they made
But-
good points. When I got the read, I was like,
yeah.
We've made it's worth pointing out, as you know, my integrity or whatever as YouTube man, I would say we aren't taking any sponsors unless we agree with what they're asking us to say, you know.
Yeah.
So and I mean I'm not partaking because they don't serve Canada, but you know,
sadly gotta be in the States.
My fellows here who are sadly the only important country really. You know, my fellows here who I trust and respect their opinions, you know, they say it's a good product, and yeah, it's a good product.
I've taken numerous weeds to the face a few times, and believe you me, it's actually this shit actually works.
Oh yeah, it's great. And their gummies, like I said before, delicious. They got strawberry, they got sour watermelon, they got green apple, and they got tangerine.
Best
Honestly,
on the boardwalk.
I do kind of wish they sent me the green apple because that's like my favorite flavor. Well, one of my favorite flavors.
I think the next one I'm going to try is probably that or sour watermelon.
Yeah, we got the tangerines and they're good.
They are.
They're very good.
And that's one of the beautiful things. No aftertaste.
Yeah. What they really need to make, Cushy Dreams, if you're listening, what you guys really need to do, you need to do like a Bean Boozled challenge, but with edibles. So it's like a party thing. People buy them, and it's like, is this gonna taste like gym socks, or is this gonna taste like, I don't know, something else like that's also disgusting? Maybe.
Here's your free idea, Cushy Dreams.
There you go, like coconut. Like that's
sure.
That's one I love. With
I wonder what a coconut gummy would taste like.
To talk about Bean
you know what you
Boozled,
need.
really.
You need buttered popcorn ones. Those are always the best.
Actually, you know what? That might be something to recommend to them. Like. At least butter popcorn flavor, because
like, can you make jelly bean edibles? Maybe.
Dude,
I don't know.
Tutti Frutti edibles would slap so hard. They'd slap with the might of Zeus. You know what they could do?
I'm setting this whole thing, and it's going to include this. So hell yeah.
Oh hell yeah! So what they could do is they could put that in their extra strength 1,000 milligram Delta 8 THC gummy line. Wow, they have this limited edition artist series that has blue raspberry and other flavors like peach, pineapple, blackberry. Good
Which-
stuff, and it's 1,000 milligrams, which is a lot.
Yeah, you're
Yes,
gonna get
ladies
on
and
that.
gentlemen, if you want to disappear, if you want to do the Radiohead song and how to disappear completely and never be found again, that's how you do it with 1,000 milligram edible. You won't
Yeah,
actually die; you'll be fine,
Yeah.
but it'll feel like you've disappeared completely.
Yeah, you take a you take a 1,000 milligram gummy, and then you just kind of evaporate for a few hours.
Of course, if you don't want any of that and you just want the relaxation, they do have their CBD pre-rolls, which I will recommend the half grams. And
Yeah, the half grams are nice.
do a half gram, then have an edible or two.
Yeah, the half grams actually, I really like them. They come in this cool little case.
Oh yeah,
Like this. Yeah,
the case
I
is
love this.
nice. Which
I only have one left, which is sad.
I've smoked all mine, but I have the case, and I actually just fiddle around with it sometimes. It's
yeah, it's fun to open.
Fidget. Yeah, it's got a nice little snap to it.
It's very cool, very clean,
yeah.
very. It's nice. It's just a really well designed little case for your half grams. It's nice.
Of course, everything with Cushy Dreams, by the way, is federally legal in the United States. You have to be 21 years or older.
Yeah, don't come to us with any of that. Oh, they said that I couldn't because I was 18. Well, you didn't read the rules, stupid.
Yep.
I'm talking to
That's
you,
Yep.
18-year-old listening to this.
L.
Seriously, just wait a few years. You can order all you want, and hopefully by then you'll still be able to order it with our
I do have to mention this. There is a link down below on
yes
on the podcast thing, or link in the description, or go to cushydreams.com. That's KUSHY dreams.com, and use the promo code
KUSHY dreams.com. Use that promo code loud25.
I mean, honestly, I don't have anything to add to that.
And as we mentioned earlier, you can use that on as many orders as you want, apparently.
Yep.
Yeah, so you can
That's
literally
insane.
just, if you want this to just be where you buy your weed from now, you use that, we get money back.
Oh, yeah, if
you get a discount.
If you spend $75, it's free shipping, I believe, on their website, which means double up. If you were already going to spend $75, you could technically just get a little more, get to 75.
Get yourself 25 more bucks. Take that up.
$100.
$100. You use our code LOUD25. Cut that 25 off. You still get the product, but you don't pay the full price. And you help us. You help the boys.
Yep.
Your parasocial friends.
Oh, yeah, we didn't talk about this during our Barbie talk, but Michael Cera deserves an award for face acting.
Oh, Alan's really good. Yeah,
he was
every time he showed up on screen was pretty nice.
I swear to God, they must have just recorded they must have recorded so many minutes of him just reacting to shit.
I mean, like, I visibly noticed when he showed up, like, he looks so much older than we all think Michael Cera looks. Because everybody still thinks Michael Cera is like a young guy. They still think of him as being like super bad. No, he's like closer to 40 probably. He's like looking pretty. He's looking a bit haggard.
He's 35. Although I saw him in something I was watching before the podcast. I might actually still have it up on YouTube. But he looks fine with facial hair. He looks like an adult with facial hair, but when he doesn't have facial hair now, it looks a little weird.
Well, yeah, we're all used to his baby face. You got that baby face.
See, that's a problem with, because I'm a man with a baby face. That's the biggest problem with a man having a baby face is, oh shit, yeah, fuck. I constantly look 14. As I get older, looking 14 will look worse. You know,
the boyish charm is gonna reach an end.
Although, hopefully, you get to a point where it cycles back and it becomes charming again. But that doesn't happen.
Or you
often.
just look like a pedophile.
Oh God, I got to mention. So a while ago, Leafy is here posted like a photo of himself.
Oh yeah, Age
and
hit him like a Mack truck. That's what I heard.
oh yeah,
Fucking
it
Big
hit him.
Mac
It,
truck,
Put it in
yeah.
the chat.
I heard Chris Raygun say this on the Snark Tank podcast, and goddamn, it just it is the most apt description of a single photo I have ever seen. He looks like if a baby could be a pedophile.
Put it in the chat.
I gotta find it.
I'll find it.
I
Yeah.
guess people listening just look up Chris Leafy photo.
Leafy's
recent
here 2023, probably.
2023.
Shit, I might put it in the thumbnail.
Please
Oh,
do. It's
God,
hilarious.
yeah, do it.
No, my biggest problem with it is like this is a man who spent 2016 going after everyone's looks, and he looks. To put it nicely, you know what? I'll just quote what Keemstar says on this one I found here. Leafy is turning into Shane Dawson.
God,
Oh.
that is also apt.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Well, you got to think though. This is going from this to that, and that's such a low quality image. But
he kind of
His hairline is fucked.
I
Oh,
say this about a lot of people. Well, you know, that happens to some of us. But I say this about a lot of people. But man, this guy looks like a fucking Geico caveman. Like his
Yeah.
modern picture.
oh god, he's
He
my
really
age.
does.
Oh. Wow,
Yeah.
we're 1995 or 1996, so we're either the same age or he's a year older than me.
What a
Oh,
shame.
he was born in Utah. That explains some things.
I don't know why the fuck this dude has the like. I don't know what symbol it is, but if you look at the like 6 key, it's the one where you press shift and you get it. Let me
Oh.
actually look up what this is.
Hang on here.
The caret. CARET, the caret.
Yeah.
His eyebrows look like those fucks, but like, you know, why?
Oh, I see where you're coming from. Yeah, his eyebrows look fucking goofy as shit.
Oh god, Keemstar jump scare.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm going through Leafy's like photos to find a good one for the thumbnail.
Speaking of YouTubers,
Yeah.
have you guys ever watched or have any opinion about H Bomber Guy?
I've seen his stuff before. I don't fully know everything regarding what he's done lately. I do remember that he used to do like some trolling years ago, way before he did YouTube content.
Well, yeah, oh god.
Oh, okay.
I just posted a picture of Leafy, the one I'm gonna use for the thumbnail.
Yeah.
Yeah, which by the way, if that's not filtered, oh no.
I mean, he's looking older, that's for sure. No, shit, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, H Bomber Guy. He I remember fucking Medicare had a problem with him because I think he was part of Medicare, like the
old
trolling
Medicare,
group.
yeah.
And he was like kind of namby-pamby, and now he's all political, like bread tube kind of. Apparently, according to somebody, he made a block bot thing that like blocks channels that you don't want, that are like bad channels, like that kind of thing. Which is a shame because I have started watching his videos and he's pretty good. He had a video that I watched last night about the Tommy Tallarico.
Yeah, that's a good video.
Where it's
haven't
like
seen that
he
yet.
just goes in trying to figure out the origin of the Roblox oof. And that's like done in 30 minutes.
It sends him down a massive fucking rabbit hole by the end.
Which by the end of it, essentially, he's not able to verify anything that this man has ever done is real. And they actually delegitimize one of his Guinness records by
Holy
mistake.
shit.
And it's like, yeah, I never knew because I'm Canadian. We had Tommy Tallarico's our responsibility.
Yeah, see, I
And,
remember
How
Tommy
dare you.
Tallarico from the Electronic Playground.
I don't even know. I think he's Canadian, but like,
Was
think
that
he
the
might-
show where he gave JoJo like a shitty rating?
I think so. It was him and
Yeah.
the other
And also
guy. who I can't
also
he also
Melee.
gave Melee. Yeah, and then he lied about giving Melee a bad rating, and H-Bomb was just like, this was on TV. People saw this. You can't lie about this. And like, yeah, I didn't know the guy was such a giant, insane, pathological liar. Allegedly, I did talk about him and his Intellivision Amico, and how he. I did not mention. I don't think while I did that talk like a year or 2 years ago, he apparently when he was like telling investors, "Hey, you should give us money for the Amico." He was like lying to people about who worked on the project and making it sound more illustrious than it was, and giving people false, like lying to investors. So Tommy's probably going to be in trouble. He also, there was the thing where he got caught with like $100,000 in cash at the
Yeah, and
U.S. border.
he structured it too, which is like when you like divide it amongst people so you don't have to declare it because it's under 10K.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
apparently when he explained it, he like didn't realize that's what he had done. So he was just like, "Oh, sorry, I didn't. I mean,
Yeah,
not
he
that
actually
actually."
admitted to it.
Yeah, and no, yeah, lots of lies from Tommy apparently, and a lot of the stuff that he apparently worked on. I mean, he did make the music for Earthworm Jim, I'm pretty sure, and that's a decent soundtrack.
Yeah,
So
he
there you
did
go.
do some things like actually. It's
He did the
just
music for the Spider-Man game.
Man, I'm trying to actually see if the Amico is finally out yet.
No, it's not. It's a big fucking scam.
Uh, I want to buy one, or I want to pre-order one just to see if it ever does come.
Well, no, did you
apparently
guys?
some of the game cards are being
Yeah, Scott the Woz had a video called like the stupidest thing I've ever purchased, and it was he bought physical games for fucking Amico.
Go, yeah.
honestly, that is very on brand for him.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a very Scott the Woz thing to do.
Thing is, like, it's such a dumb concept, but I do want to see this thing released just to see if the fuck it is.
I mean, it's
It's probably just going to be Ouya 2,
like
except this
Yeah.
time there's like kid games.
one of the things in the H Bomber guy video, he brings up this. So it was this weird part where he was like, "Ah, yes, the Amico is going to be powered by our Karma engine, and something something Karma. Here I am standing next to the Dalai Lama, who loves my music, by the way, and really wanted to work with me." And then people found out that it was a wax sculpture, but he also, like, the Karma engine he was talking about, he admitted was just something he lied about and made up and isn't a real thing. So like, it's just lie on top of lie with Tommy Tallarico.
Tommy
It's very funny.
Tallarico Tell the Truth Challenge. Impossible.
Impossible edition.
Man. Yeah, it's fucking tragic though how a lot of those guys that I kind of loved watching back in the day, like you know, Tommy Tallarico being one of them, but it's like they've went crazy with the internet.
Like Adam Sessler,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
I mean,
Fucking
not
Adam
even
Sessler.
not
Rest
even
in peace.
watching people. Tommy Tallarico is a disgraced video game musician, which also calls into question, man, it is certainly a shame that I personally am never going to be able to engage with the Diablo series ever.
Yeah.
It is certainly a shame that I, amongst a few other select victims, are never going to be able to listen to the Diablo soundtrack the same way.
I do like that you specifically use the word victims.
Well, we are. I mean, that guy. What was it?
Yeah, I know. I like it because it's accurate.
It's Neon Taster was the one on Twitter who
Oh
the
yeah.
guy said he wanted to see him without his skin alive. We are on the Loud Equals Funny / Fuzhou channel, so it is Mad
Yes.
Ullman, the composer of Diablo from Blizzard
Yeah.
I
Entertainment.
will personally say fuck Matt Ullman.
Yeah,
That
Fuck you.
Ullman is a stinky bitch.
he's a talented musician. It's a shame
Yeah.
that he's also a cunt.
Yeah, it's a shame that you're such a fucking prick. Wish you weren't.
Yeah, it would be really cool if you weren't. If you had a change of heart, apologize, stop being fucking insane. That'd be great.
Yeah, that will never happen. The man's going through menopause.
Man, I like that.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
I don't know. It does remind me a little of Tommy. Like, man, because somebody made a point in that thing, like that video. Like, man, Tommy is like a rich and famous video game musician with like a fancy house and a bunch of women and like cars, and he goes to these rock concerts that he headlines. So why does he have to lie about like his accomplishments? He's
it's
fine.
like you're having the coolest life, dude. Enjoy it.
Yeah, man has a fucking Tomb Raider room.
Yeah, I don't
Jesus.
know.
Which man, Tomb Raider, that is a series that has maybe I want to say something controversial, has maybe 2 good games.
Oh, fucking Tomb Raider's terrible. Well, okay.
Yeah.
I
I
think the trilogy on PS1 and maybe one of the new games are pretty good.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
There is a janky, shitty Dreamcast and PC Prince of Persia game that's in the style of Tomb Raider, and it's like the 3D Prince of Persia before like
The good
the
ones.
the main good ones, yeah.
Sands of Time and all that.
But it plays like Tomb Raider, and I remember playing it and just being like, "Wow, I like this so much more than Tomb Raider." And everybody I've ever heard has been like, "Oh, that game's terrible. It controls like shit." When I played Tomb Raider, I genuinely don't understand outside of boobs how that became a series because it's so bad to play. I just don't like it at all. I like
I think the ideas
Legend
were
and
good.
Anniversary.
Yeah.
The two games I think are decent in that entire series are Legend and Anniversary, and then the reboots are terrible, and
I
the
like the reboots
originals.
for what they are, but they're
Oh,
not
they're
good at
just
the
like
idea of being Tomb Raider games.
I mean, not even. I don't even care about Tomb Raider. They're just like generic, like AAA slop. I don't know. There's nothing interesting about them.
I like just how much they fucking brutalize Laura. It's like holy shit.
Oh yeah, that's
She
fair.
gets
I'll give like
impaled. She gets shot.
you know the older games if you play them like there's a cool atmosphere there. Like I think those are like certainly a lot cooler than something like yeah just the I mean there's like some exploration and shit in the reboots, but I played the 2013 one. I tried playing it a few times hoping that I would like see something in it, and it's just like the culmination of every like game AAA like crafting system XP headshot. It's
Well,
fucking
it kind of like popularized most of it, but it
didn't
wasn't.
popularize it. It was just a hodgepodge of like uncharted shit, other games.
Yeah. I would say it kind of more solidified it is probably what I should have said.
I
It's like
guess so.
takes that
People
idea
liked
and just
them.
kind of
It goes with it. Yeah.
yeah.
Mm,
I I think by the third game though, it was kind of like okay, you guys don't you didn't need a third one. You could have held off on this for a couple more years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, talking about H Bomber guy, he was talking about I watched his video about Deus Ex Human Revolution, and he
I've
went
been meaning
through
to
the
watch that one.
it's a good video. He went through the like I was already of the opinion that Human Revolution is like pretty good. It's okay. It's fine. It's like I remember liking it, but it's not. It doesn't. I don't want to replay it. Like I'm now replaying the original. Like
Yeah.
it's fine. And that's what his video is called. It's like Human Revolution is fine, and here's why. And he goes through for a while talking about the fucked up history of Eidos and how there was like 3 different companies called Eidos, and they
Yeah.
got bought out by a company called something, and then they turned that company into Eidos, and then that company got bought by like fucking Square Enix, and then they turned Eidos into like Square Enix Montreal or something,
And then they
and
turned it into
so
something else when they all got split. Finally,
you know
via Last
they're
End.
they're all gone now, but like yeah, he was talking about like Tomb Raider and Deus Ex, and yeah, I mean I don't know, I it's the Tomb Raider games. I mean, Human Revolution is a little simple or whatever, but
Yeah.
man, I fucking hate
Well,
the
see
Tomb
now
Raider.
now you have to play the best Deus Ex game after the
Oh
first
yeah.
one. Are you ready for Invisible War?
I thought you were
Hey,
gonna say
hey,
Double
listen.
Fall.
I didn't hate Invisible War. It was fine.
I'm looking forward to it. I might
I'm
play the
gonna.
Xbox version.
Oh, I'd probably play the PC one modded, but
Yeah, play PC.
Invisible War was a neat idea, but
Also,
they executed some things a little
I mean,
rougher.
how in the
From-
hell do you
from-
make a sequel to Deus Ex? You know?
From what I remember, also you can't exactly play the Xbox version on backwards compatibility.
Oh, that's
That
a
or,
shame.
but yeah, if you have
I
the
know
original,
you couldn't in
Well,
in like the 2010s because
I
that was
yeah,
like
the
went.
original no, 360, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, they might have changed it. I wound up regretting playing KOTOR on through console. So you
yeah, we
know,
can talk about that a little bit.
I have been down for it.
How far are you?
well, I haven't played it in a little bit because I got into Vampire and then Deus Ex, but I got to Manon and I got pretty annoyed when. So there's the puzzle with the fucking the Republic or whatever where you have
Oh
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
three
There's that.
options. You either like
Yeah.
assault every Sith on the entire planet head on, apply directly to the forehead, or you interrogate a prisoner who I thought you had to get be lucky and get 9 speech checks positive in a row. You don't. You just need to get like a few of them, and they're weighted in a certain way. But it's like it's annoying. And then the other one is like a computer puzzle with like complex algebra.
Yeah, the computer puzzle is fucked.
It's
Like-
incredibly fucked. I actually got a picture of like a guide that was like, oh god, I have to find it. Hang on. For people who haven't played it, it's this insane puzzle that yeah, okay. So I'll post them in the chat here, but it's basically this guy is explaining how to do this fucking puzzle in this game where you have to enter like it's just a series of math problems on a computer and you get the math problems right and then you do the thing. But it's like really complicated problems. This is backwards.
Yeah, it's some solve for X shit, and it's
The
like
first one is just an additive sequence. Just add. It's fine.
Yeah,
It's like 8
easy.
plus 3 plus whatever. Subtractive, multiplicative. Oh, it's getting a little more difficult. Divisive, and then the last two are exponential sequence
and fucking logarithmic.
logarithmic sequence. And now it goes. Now some people won't want to bother thinking it through. It is ridiculously easy, I tell you. Therefore, the answers are as follows. And he explains the exponential sequence. Well, 6 y equals n to the power of 7n. And then the logarithmic sequence. This is a pair of sequences. The first pair should be y a equals 2 and I can't believe that this is a puzzle in a video game.
Okay. I've got something on the topic.
It turns out that my teachers were right, that I will need math in real life.
Oh, you haven't even gotten to the towers of Hanoi and not Manon, on Korriban. It's optional, but if you walk into the room where it is located, you're locked in there.
Oh, that's neat. Oh,
Yeah,
right.
it's not too bad, but if you like fuck up and take too long, the roof collapses on you.
So less.
Yeah, so this is I linked a step for one of Call of Duty's Easter eggs where you have to create chemical compounds by going around the map, gathering certain things, and remembering which compound you need. So you have 6 different variations. Yeah. How complicated does that look there, Claw?
Well, the zombie head.
Oh, you go
then...
scroll to step 5. That's the most important part.
Oh, okay.
I thought it would instantly
These
link
are
there.
1,3,5 tetranitrophenol, 3-methyl-2,4-dinitrobenzene, 3/4 dinitroxymethylpropane, and then octahydro 2,5-nitro-3, 4/7 parazosine. I see.
Yeah. So
and
what you have to
create each compound, you have to specifically mix together vodka and pennies, quarters and racing fuel, paint and drain opener and
you have to mix.
detergent.
There's so many different things you might have to mix into one thing. But
Who
you
said
also
Call of Duty isn't an immersive sim?
Oh, but it gets even worse because you didn't even read out the best part. In order to find out the correct one, the player has to listen to 2 different radios that each require a battery that can be randomly dropped by zombies with backpacks. So
well,
you have to go
completely-
listen to a radio, figure the compound out, mix multiple different things into each compound, because you have to mix compound upon compound to possibly make the right part for a bomb to kill something.
Sounds great.
I love puzzles. Sorry.
That's wonderful.
Your answer to that riddle made me feel that. I was like, oh yeah, so incredibly simple and easy. I felt that.
Yeah, it's basic. Even a child could do
Exactly.
Simple, isn't it?
I say crying.
it.
I just saw something on Twitter that I have to find again, but I believe Linus Tech Tips did respond to the allegation from Madison. Yes. Here we go. We got a generic.
Ongoing story. Dun, 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 dun.
I can read this out here. We're taking Madison's allegations seriously. We're conducting an internal assessment. Oh, that's great words. Alongside bringing in a third-party investigator to look into the allegations, we're committed to publishing the findings and implementing any corrective actions that may arise due to this. Thank you for your patience, and please allow us the time necessary to be as thorough as possible in the investigation. In addition to our existing report systems, both anonymous and otherwise, we've proactively reached out internally today to encourage our team members to report any workplace bullying and harassment. I almost said bullyment. Jesus. Bullyment. They might be experiencing, so we can take quick and decisive action. These allegations do not align with our company's ethics or values we preach internally. We aim to provide an inclusive work environment where everyone can feel comfortable and, more importantly, safe. That feels really too corporate.
That's
Yeah.
extremely corporate.
Yeah, that's...
I mean, this is going through his lawyers and everything, and the lawyers don't care for how it sounds to...
Yeah, but that's gonna blow back a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, good on them for actually taking it seriously, I hope. Jeez. What a way to bring down the mood. Fuck.
Yeah. I want to go back to talking about weird Easter eggs.
Thanks a
Yeah.
lot, sex cucks.
Thanks a lot, weird sex weirdos.
Sex fuckers.
Here's a segue, not to our sponsor, but to the next topic. Yeah, so they still haven't... I want to talk about Silent Hill for a second, because...
How does that segue from sex fuckers, Bane?
Hey, depending on the Silent Hill game, that easily
Yeah.
spins into sex
That's
fuckers.
true. Okay, that's actually true. No, you're right.
They are remaking Silent Hill 2, you know.
Alright.
I
Yeah.
really hope they don't fuck it up.
See, that's the thing.
Well, they will. That's
They-
not a question.
Yeah.
It's being handled by
fucking
Bloober Team, which, here's the thing, visually, they'll get it done.
Yeah, it
They're
visually looks
amazing
good.
visuals.
Well, the thing is, it's gonna be like a fucking licensed game for the movie that's coming out.
No, it's separate. They haven't said that. The main reason that, like, the thing they're doing with the
Well,
movie
why
is,
would they put out the game? I mean,
it's the most popular game of the series.
Yeah. It's the one that people like.
It's the one people remember. That's the thing. People, anytime you think of Silent Hill, you think the big-titted nurses. You think of Pyramid Head. Those are pretty much Silent Hill 2. I hope it's good. I hope they don't fuck the story up. This is Bloober Team's first time with combat. Who knows how that'll turn out?
Hopefully it's not their second time with saying that people who, what was it? It was either people who.
It was people who have been sexually assaulted.
Yeah, people who have been sexually assaulted. Oh god, I think it was like.
The best way to describe it was they kind of did something to deserve their trauma. It's like,
yeah,
that feels weird.
That's bad.
yeah, Bloober Team is known for having some questionable things in their games.
Although I'll say this, Observer still fucks. I still think Observer's really
I
good.
like that game. Yeah, maybe it was just the guy who made that.
Yeah, it's like the medium. The medium was really weird near the end. The story was interesting until it started to get fucking weird.
Yeah.
Visually, it's very pretty. And then you had what was that? Blair Witch, which, dear God, they need to stop doing things about fucking. They need to stop even calling it a franchise. It was one good movie. Stop.
A single good movie,
Yeah, they've
and
tried. They've tried
yeah,
three
that's it.
times to
A
make something out
single
of
good movie can a terrible franchise make.
it. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's
Yeah.
it's 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 the worst horror franchise. Calling it a franchise feels wrong to franchises.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
nobody wants
there
it
are
to be one.
franchises out there that put in the fucking work.
I
And then
mean,
you have and then you have haha found footage.
well, I mean, the people that made the original, I don't think they want a bunch of sequels, and the fans don't really either. So it really is just like, who is this for? You
But yeah,
know,
their first sequel was Book of Shadows, which wasn't like a found footage film. It was a weird film about the film. It was a horror film about people reacting to the film.
which is a better way to take it.
Oh yeah. And then they tried doing an actual sequel to the film in 2016, and that sucked.
Huh. Yeah.
That was awful. A horror film where it's nothing scary happens.
Well, I mean, I just did a stream today where we were watching this overbearing, horrible. Well, Bane and maybe Tristan also, about Life of a Great Mommy.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
I have not heard of this.
oh,
Oh
she's
shit,
like
Claw.
a super vegan vegetarian mommy who raised up her son, homeschooled him, sheltered him away from any friends, cuddles in bed with him,
Oh
strips near him, has him
no.
film her while she's making sexy food for some weird old man who looks like Joseph Fritzl. Not a good time. Not a good time.
Well,
And there's there
she was also like a party escort too.
yeah, she's like well, I don't know about a hooker. She was a stripper. But this was all like a while ago, but it's all on film, it's all on YouTube, and yeah, there were so many parts where I kept just going like, this is like effortlessly scary. Just this woman, just the genuine insanity with her and her kid and everything, the situation. And there's so many horror movies that spend so much time trying to be scary and have like a scary atmosphere and scary, spooky jump scares. And it's so much more effective to just have this frightening woman and her child on screen.
Yeah, where
Yeah.
it's like there's nothing you can really do to try to help this kid, and you know that this fucking bitch is crazy.
Yeah.
I think that kid is still like online somewhere. I don't necessarily know.
We all hope for the best for Kaylin.
Yeah, it's. I mean, hopefully, you know, a little bit of therapy's there because Jesus, that was
Yeah,
it was a little nutty.
yeah, that's another one of those classic, second Medicare mention. Classic Medicare
Yeah.
people from back in the day, like over 10 years ago or something.
Well, I mean, it was also
Oh, Danger Date.
I think when like we talked about Sandra Lee before. I remember he talked about
Sandra Lee Kwanzaa cake, baby.
oh
I
my
gotta
God.
cook the Kwanzaa cake.
Yeah, I was about to say Kwanzaa is coming up rapidly. We got a few
Isn't
months.
it in Christmas like time?
Yeah, but it didn't feel like August. It didn't feel like August was coming up last month, like a couple months ago, and just suddenly hit. You know
Yeah.
After a while, you realize time flies.
exactly. You gotta start preparing in advance.
Yeah, I'll
Game
buy
Boy
the
Advance.
ingredients now, make sure they're nicely decomposed by the time I make it.
Hey, I mean, you got to do what Sandra Lee would do.
Yeah, just be
I
a
wo-
fucking
I
drunk,
wonder.
shove shit in my pantry.
I wonder what she's up to. I'd love to go day drinking with Sandra Lee.
Bitter. Just being bitter.
Probably. She's got a website still.
Oh,
Let's see.
got booted off of the Food Network for being incompetent.
Oh my
I
god.
think
Okay, she
had
was married to
nepotism.
Andrew Cuomo.
Yeah, yeah, nepotism. She was getting jobs because of Andrew Cuomo.
Yeah.
You know, I'd party with Chris Cuomo. Chris Cuomo seems like fun.
No, man, mainstream chill media.
I mean, yeah, but he seems like a party guy, you know? Could be
I'd
worse.
I'd party with Aaron Burnett.
Man, I'm checking personal life. Now she's dating an actor, and I can't care because it's not as entertaining. God, yeah, she still writes fucking books about semi-homemade cooking. She got a whole ass website. She's still doing shit.
Sandra Lee and the famous Kwanzaa cake. Wow, there's an article from 2010 called "The Creator of Sandra Lee's Kwanzaa Cake Confesses."
Holy shit.
That's great. I gotta make that.
Oh,
I
okay.
really do.
Really quick, on her website, she has like plus recipes, and everything is like, dinner and dishes, lunch and brunch. She has cocktail time with registered trademark.
Oh,
How did she get that trademark?
She got that trademark by being an active day drinker.
well, that segues us. Tristan, you had something to say about Nintendo trademarking shit?
Oh
yeah.
yeah. So Nintendo's been trademarking like some of the gameplay things from Breath of the Wild, like some of the mechanics that they added.
Tears of the Kingdom.
I don't. Yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry. Tears of the Kingdom.
You're good.
But like, I don't have the details because I'm kind of not really fully in my brain. Thank you, Cushy Dreams, by the way.
Loud
Hell yeah.
25 at the checkout.
Loud 25,
Yeah.
baby.
So
let me see. Trying to find the trademarks real quick. Oop. You guys there?
Oh yeah,
here.
Sorry. I'm just I'm just haunted.
You
So-
good.
I'm waiting for your trademarks. I'm waiting for Tristan.
Okay, so
yeah,
yeah.
they're basically doing like this stupid, shitty trademark hogging thing where they take some of the Tears of the Kingdom gameplay aspects. I don't know
Yeah,
what
mechanics.
mechanics.
I can sum up some of the stuff they decided to trademark. So the Ultra Hand and Fuse mechanics, the way those directly work, have been kind of one of the trademarks they've listed. Also, a certain character's remote lightning attack. I'm not going to spoil that name. Calculations performed while Link rides on top of the object. That's just the generic breakdown there. Mechanic that prevents Link from grabbing an object he's on top of using Ultra Hand. And the brief loading sequence that commences when first using fast travel. So, like, whenever you jump from the Sky Islands, like that loading sequence.
They trademark that shit?
Yeah,
It's not that sequence. It's the map sequence. I remember that.
Well,
the
what's
map.
the trademark? Like, what is it? I mean, like, it's like
just
the,
summing up the
the
mechanics.
thing that you jump off of the thing from. Trademark.
Well,
TM.
like the mechanics behind it and the certain, like, I don't know how to describe it other than just like the concept of that within those mechanics, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm probably not explaining it well, but yeah, it's essentially certain aspects they want. At least if somebody wants to use it, they have to, give them a bit of cash, kind of thing.
Yeah, and like here's the thing: these things can be used very broadly.
Yeah, and the thing
And also,
is, Nintendo doesn't always get every patent they ask for too.
have they to these or asked for them? Because I know they've at least asked for them.
From what I've seen here, these these are 32 patents that they did get. Apparently they may not have gotten every one they wanted, but these are ones they did get.
Yeah, I mean that's
it just reminds me of like when Sega fucking patented a fucking arrow pointing you which way to go from Crazy Taxi.
Well, there's also like Namco with the loading screen.
Yeah, the loading screen games, which I personally believe has set gaming back to an extent because loading sucks.
I remember loading screen games. There was a Flash game, Lenny Loose Jocks, and you would load, and when you were loading, it turned into like Breakout. And you would have like a fucking didgeridoo, and you would bounce Lenny Loose Jocks around the world, and
Yeah.
hit the
Well,
objects.
that's
That
the
was
thing,
great.
though. That's a Flash game, not a full product.
Well, yeah,
Namco.
you're allowed to do that in the Flash game. The funny thing for me though, I feel like I play a lot of Namco games that don't have mini games in the loading
Yeah.
screens. So what's up with that? Why are they wasting that?
That is a good question.
Yeah, that's a very good question.
Yeah, they.
Like even in games like Pac-Man Museum or whatever, like where it would make sense to have like a little Pac-Man thing in the loading screen or something. They just don't.
Yeah, that'd be incredibly smart. I don't get why they don't have that.
Yeah, I forgot what game it started with, but it was like a PS2 game, and when it was loading,
No, it was Ridge Racer, I think.
was it?
One of them.
It was one of them. I think it might have been Ridge Racer 4, but I'll take a look real quick.
You
That's
would play
weird because
like
I
Galaga
always,
or whatever.
yeah, I always see Ridge Racer as like purely Sony.
No,
But yeah,
it's
like
an Namco thing.
they would let you play Galaga during the loading screen, and that was like super cool. And then, you know, they decided to patent it so no one else could fucking do it.
Yeah.
And now, I'm pretty sure the patent is like starting to run out. But now that's fucking irrelevant because SSDs are fucking everywhere.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's not really much point in that anymore. What we really need, I mean, I wonder if there would be a distinction. Like, I mean, again, not relevant now, so I guess it doesn't matter. But I wonder if there's a distinction if you could have made a PS2 game back in the day, and then have like a little have like a little mini game while you're saving your data. Because that always took so long when you'd click save data and it would be like a minute or two of just sitting
Yeah.
there saving to memory card and slot A. Give me some fucking Pong while I'm doing that. And that's not a loading screen, that's a saving screen. Fuck you, Namco. I win.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah,
Trademark.
but now it also takes no time at all, so
Yeah,
whatever.
it was Namco Bandai had patent U.S. Office 5718632A, which given him the ownership of the idea of a loading screen minigame.
Which is insane.
Yes.
Absolutely insane. Because, like, it's so broad. And if they hadn't done that, gaming would have just been better.
So what you'd have to do is you'd either have to pay Namco a certain amount of money to do it, which there were some games that did have them, but very few and far between. Find ways around it, which games like Bayonetta and like FIFA games did. Where
Funnily enough, Assassin's Creed.
Yep. Where it's like you can still fuck around, but if it's
Bayonetta has like the move tryout kind of thing.
Oh yeah, Assassin's Creed has that with a little
Sonic Frontiers has some of that too.
But the fact that had been, for 20 years essentially, just that same fucking patent and just held it back for that long.
Yeah.
Absurd.
It's just sad.
Shame. What is the Sega thing again?
And Sega. Yeah. Sega trademarked or patented. I forget which is which. But I'm guessing patented.
I'm gonna say patented.
The concept of an arrow pointing a vehicle which way to go from Crazy Taxi.
Right. Crazy.
And that one was a bit less successful because, like, Simpsons Road Rage and like all of these different.
Road Rage got sued for doing Crazy Taxi.
Yeah,
I remember that much.
But like, it was a lot less successful because specifically, there are so many games that just did that, and so few of them, at least I'm guessing.
Of an impact. I mean, it's basically like having a waypoint or whatever. Like it's been circumvented in other ways, but the concept of like a loading screen mini game is so broad that I mean, with the Nintendo stuff, it ranges from like not being able to do I mean, because the ultra hand mechanics, depending on how you want to define how they work or whatever the patent is or trademark or whatever is actually for, I mean, that
Like
that
if
could
they
very
wanted to,
well
they
just
could.
be called like a rip-off of Banjo-Kazooie nuts and bolts or
Yeah,
like
or like
Siege or
Gmod.
something. Yeah,
Gmod. Like
Gmod,
if
sure.
Gmod 2 comes out whenever that happens, like there's a good chance that Nintendo could just be like, no,
Yeah.
because the way that a lot of stuff is described, especially well, not, well, just kind of in general from what I've seen of a lot of these, they're always described in like the most broad
Broadest
terms,
terms, yeah, which means
so
that
they can catch as many as possible.
Nintendo's giant evil lawyers can fuck you over as much as they can.
Fuck you over as much as they fucked over not Doug,
Gary
Gary
Bowser.
Bowser.
Fuck yeah. Oh man. I do think that we might be out of time for the night, boys. Unless you guys got
Maybe
anything
you
else.
gotta
Really?
go take another 40-minute shit, babe.
No, I'm probably gonna eat the rest of my chicken because I've had one chicken breast and there's another one sitting there for me that I'm
Oh,
going to
damn.
tear the fuck up.
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
what'd you cook him in?
I cooked them in barbecue sauce slowly.
Ladies and gentlemen, that sounds great, Bane. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm making a chili. It's going to be my first chili to use semi-sweet chocolate and like cinnamon and stuff. I'm going to add a little nutmeg. It's going to be like a real savory, sweet, spicy chili kind of deal. Very
I don't have
excited.
anything. I don't have anything delicious to eat. I'm just probably just gonna go like eat some soup.
Make some fucking pizza rolls or something. That's all you need.
There are no pizza rolls.
Yeah.
Damn. Well, though, folks, with that, I guarantee you this the second piece will be delicious. But with that, I leave you with a penis.
Penis.
Penis?
Yeah.